From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Daniels Roofing, licensed, bonded, insured roofing contractor. 45 years of generational expertise, offering a variety of roofing systems in the North State. Composition shingles, metal, tile, fire-safe wood shingles, and spray foam roofing systems. An energy-saving cool roof, perfect for commercial flat roofs and mobile homes. With other companies, you may get a foreman or a salesman. But with Daniels Roofing, you get Daniel. Call today for your free estimate. Daniels Roofing, 3 generations working hard to protect your home and business.
Happy holidays from Weather NorCal and our sponsors. Have a wonderful holiday season.
Well, Merry Christmas to you all. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. From my family to yours, I want to wish you a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, and hope you have yourselves a great day. And speaking of a great day, well, it's going to be great for some, not so great for others, just depending on how you look at it when we're talking about the weather. We take a look at those weather headlines, and we got off and on rain here through the weekend. We still have that flooding potential, and maybe some more mudslides and debris flows here as we progress through the rest of the week and even into this upcoming weekend. And winds, they'll be quite gusty at times as well. Now, I am expecting as we go into next week a drier trend. It won't be dry per se, 100% dry, but it will be drier than what we're seeing here this week. All right, so let's get you through Krueger's Quick Cast on this Wednesday, December 25th, Christmas morning. We do expect to see more rain in the forecast for some of us, but so far over the last 24 hours, not a ton. Some areas did see more than others, like Chico, over an inch, but about a quarter to a half an inch for places like Redding down to Red Bluff. A lot less out along the coast here. But look at that, Altura saw about a half of an inch of rainfall. Now, we do have a winter weather advisory for Siskiyou County, Northern Trinity County until Friday morning, and for the Eastern Mountains until noon on Friday. So we do have more snow in the forecast. Also, with those gusty winds, we do have a high surf advisory until 11 o'clock for your Thursday. All right, so let's get you out the door this morning. Now, there is going to be some patchy fog, as we were kind of expecting for parts of the valley, some of those mountain valleys, and even the inland valleys as well. Otherwise, it will be, for the most part, a dry start to the day. But then that will change here later this afternoon for some of us. All right, so here you can see the approaching storm system here. But the other thing that you'll notice here, look at all of these clouds heading right into Northern California. So we're not expecting sunny skies. We're going to continue to see those clouds kind of spilling on in here throughout the day. This is, by the way, the next atmospheric river, but we're not going to feel the impacts of it in the form of rain until later this evening and tonight and tomorrow. So you can see the severe weather outlook. This is just showing where the best chance of thunderstorms are today. And you can see the areas in green to the north and west. Now, I do anticipate that it's not going to be until late this afternoon, evening, before we actually see that potential for those thunderstorms, and probably even closer to overnight tonight. But with that said, when we do start seeing that rain, we are going to be looking at that risk for flooding in those areas. So let's take a look at Futurecast, at least through tomorrow morning. And you can see there is, around midday, a weak disturbance pushing through central Siskiyou County. So could we see a few snow flurries around 3,500 feet? It's not out of the question. I don't think it's going to have a major impact on travel, but we are going to see that potential. And then, of course, you can see after the north and west a few showers, especially for northern Humboldt and Del Norte counties. Now, as we go through the afternoon, you'll notice some of it trying to work its way through into parts of the valley, but overall, it's going to be dry. So if you're in the valley today, don't be surprised if you're driving to grandma's and you run into a stray sprinkle on the way there, but that may be it for the valley. It gets heavier though to the north and west, so that drive to grandma's is going to be wet instead on the north coast, and maybe some snow flurries for parts of Modoc County later this afternoon. But look at the eastern mountains, look at Lassen, Plumas, even in the mountains east of the valley, not looking at much in the way of rain or snow there. But by tonight, right, here's 10 o'clock tonight, we're beginning to see some light showers heading into the valley. Snow in the mountains. Look at the snow level, still rather low, 3,500 feet, as low as 3,500 feet. This could create some travel issues here, especially, I would say the best chances for the travel concerns tonight will be east of I-5, above, say, 4,000 feet. But there you can see some of the heavier rainfall. Now, this looks impressive, doesn't it? Watch what happens as we go into midnight tonight into tomorrow morning. You see how it's just not really translating into heavy rain for the valley? It's breaking apart before it gets here. But there still is going to be some showers some sprinkles, even some drizzle. You're seeing the snow in the mountains here, but we're beginning to see snow levels begin to increase as we go through the day on Thursday. So that's what it looks like for today and tonight. Just be aware that, especially if you are traveling in the mountains tonight here in Northern California, I want you to make sure you check those latest road conditions before you do head on out. Taking a look at the winds for midday today, they're pretty strong along the coast. They're picking up even more later this afternoon out towards central Siskiyou County. And then they pick up and stay fairly strong overnight tonight and into Thursday morning as well. And by the way, getting a little breezy, gusty winds even for the valley later on tonight and into tomorrow morning. All right, so here is a look at your forecast for today. Mostly cloudy skies across the board. You've got those temperatures low 50s in the valley, mainly in the upper 30s and some low 40s for the higher elevations. And for the coast, we're looking at temperatures in the low to mid 50s for your daytime highs. Here's a look at your 7-day outlook for the valley. Mainly dry, again, maybe a passing sprinkle, but overall dry today. Off and on showers through Sunday. We dry things out for Monday, Tuesday, and I am beginning to see that maybe a chance for some more showers by next Wednesday. Taking a look at the coast, inland and Trinity County, off and on chances all the way through Sunday, and maybe some lingering showers possibly even on Monday of next week. It just looks like it's going to stick around for a while, doesn't it? And we take a look at Siskiyou, Modoc, and the eastern mountains, off and on. Better chances for places like Modoc, Siskiyou County, possibly on Monday. Slimmer chances for the eastern mountains. More clouds Tuesday of next week. That's a sign of the potential for showers I was talking about possibly by next Wednesday. All right, so that's a look at your Krueger's Quickcast. I hope you have yourselves a great day. Be sure to stick around, though, because we're going to go into the deeper dive forecast, and we're going to start with the travel forecast. So if you are traveling at all today, there you can see some of the temperatures we will see for Northern California down to the south. There we go. Now we take you down to the south here. A little bit warmer, not too bad for your Christmas Day down into Southern California. We take you back up north for your Thursday, maybe a shower or thunderstorm there. And it looks like we are going to be looking at temperatures in the low 50s for Northern California. Down to the south on the day after Christmas, temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s, maybe some fog out in San Diego. And for your Friday travel forecast, temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Does look like we have a little bit of rain and snow up in the higher elevations with that snow. And then down to the south into Southern California, once again, absolutely gorgeous. Temperature of 74 degrees in Palm Springs. All right, so here's the big picture. We showed you this a little bit earlier. There's the area of low pressure. There's the cold front. That's what's going to be approaching here as we go into the next 24 hours. This right here is the next atmospheric river that will eventually impact us. But you'll see here today, it's mainly pointed off to the north and west of us. And it's not really here just yet. But again, we're seeing a lot of the clouds associated with this spilling over into Northern California today. And that's why it's going to be mostly cloudy. But then you see it finally pushes in our direction. It pushes through on Thursday. Then we see another wave come on through. That breaks apart a little bit. Then another wave comes through Friday into Saturday. This is going to be the last one. You see how it's kind of aimed at us, and then it shifts down to the south as we go into Sunday and Monday. And this is the drier trend we have for Monday, Tuesday of next week. But we do have another atmospheric river right here. This looks like it's beginning to take shape, moving closer to us by the time we get into Monday, Tuesday of next week. Now, as of right now, you can see it's mainly pointed in the Pacific Northwest, but it could possibly shift down to the south here by next Wednesday, giving us more rain. Bottom line, what I wanted to show you with this is not necessarily the timing, but we're just still seeing these more and more of these atmospheric rivers here the rest of this week, and we're seeing the potential for more as we get towards the middle of next week. So we look at the kind of the forecast, and these spikes here is where we have these atmospheric river events. Now, a couple of things that we look for is, number one, how long is that atmospheric river event in place? Is it in place for a day? Is it in place for 2 days or 3 days? The longer it's in place, the better the potential you have for flooding, mudslides, debris flows, even gusty winds. But what we're seeing here is an atmospheric river, a bit of a break, an atmospheric river, a break. But you'll also notice there's not a lot of time between these breaks. So we don't have a whole lot of time to recover during these times that we do see some of that heavy rainfall. So this is the time frame that I do expect to see the best potential for some localized flooding, rises in the creeks and streams and rivers, of course, low-lying areas, and mudslides and debris flows. We've already seen that with our first atmospheric river, right? Now we can see that potential for more of that activity as we go through the rest of this week and into the upcoming weekend. In fact, you can see here for today, the flood potential here is mainly in the areas where we have the chances for thunderstorms and the heavier rainfall. That'll continue into tomorrow, and then Friday it will kind of work its way into parts of the valley as well. So yes, this is where we have the best potential for flooding, but keep in mind many areas can see that potential for mudslides and debris flows. Thunderstorms here for today, mainly this evening and tonight, that will shift a little bit to the east tomorrow, and then chances for thunderstorms on Friday. I don't think that's going to happen. But again, we'll take a closer look at our forecast for today. Snow levels 3,500, 4,500 feet. That weak disturbance passing through Siskiyou County. Then we go into 5 p.m. Maybe a passing sprinkle through the afternoon in the valley, but for the most part it's dry, just the mostly cloudy skies. Most of the precipitation, rain or snow, is to our north in Modoc, Siskiyou County, and then of course to the north and west of the valley in Trinity County. Heaviest rainfall in Del Norte, northern Humboldt, but not as much for southern Humboldt County. Then tonight, you see how it spreads eastward. Midnight tonight, we're seeing showers in the valley, nothing heavy. This looks impressive, but you see how it just breaks apart as it heads into the valley. We haven't seen that trend in a while, but it's happening here as we go into tomorrow morning. Still some scattered showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm to our north and west. Still some snow in the mountains. This is when we could still see some potential for some travel delays. But I do think, I'm not anticipating a lot of problems on I-5 tonight. But if we do see a problem, it will be tonight, and then as we go through the day tomorrow, the chances for that are going to be slimmer because snow levels will start to rise through the day on Thursday. But notice through the day on Thursday, here's noon on Thursday, we're not seeing a lot of activity in the valley. So really most of what we see here is going to be tomorrow morning in the valley, with the bulk of the rain and snow off to the north of the valley. Then we see another push coming in Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. Snow levels are getting higher. You see how we're seeing less blue on the map? That's because snow levels are starting to climb at this point. There's that push of moisture coming on through. So I do expect some heavier rainfall coming through for all of us by the time we get into Thursday night and early Friday morning. This is midnight, Thursday night into Friday morning. You see some of that heavy rainfall that we have in the forecast. But then it quickly moves on out of here. By 6 a.m. Friday, just some drizzle, light showers, overcast skies, kind of lower visibility, that low-level moisture kind of hovering around and sticking around Friday morning. Then we go into Friday around noon, still overcast skies, still maybe some drizzle out there, but overall, not a lot of rain for your Friday. And then, of course, we look off to the west, we can see the next batch of moisture kind of coming in probably sometime Friday night and into Saturday. All right, so how much rain can we expect? And again, we're talking about, most of it kind of coming here as we go into Thursday night, early Friday morning, and most of that will be to the north end of the valley. And of course, where we're seeing most of the rain to the north and west, but even some decent amounts, say a little over 1/4 of an inch to close to 3/4 of an inch out towards the north and east. So we still have that winter weather advisory until Friday morning for Siskiyou County and northern Trinity County, and for the eastern mountains until noon on Friday. So how much snow? I think I might be overdoing it for Dunsmuir, but I think maybe Mount Shasta City could potentially see a little bit of snow coming out of this, and then of course maybe out towards Chester as well. But again, you have to go up pretty high in elevation before you really start seeing anything significant. So let's talk about our road conditions. If you're traveling at all, take a look at this. Today, I don't expect any big problems because, as I mentioned, through the first part of the day today, it's fairly dry. Not much in the way of rain, not much in the way of snow, maybe some snow flurries by midday for central Siskiyou County. But look what happens as we go through the afternoon. You see how it's kind of picking up a little bit more. Cedar Pass, maybe some issues, but I-5 looks okay. And mainly east of I-5 looks okay as well, looking better. But overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, we're beginning to see more snow. This could mean more chain requirements over some of those higher mountain passes. I'd say mainly above 4,000 feet east of I-5. But look at this. We're seeing a wintry mix on I-5 and Highway 89. That could mean the potential for snow on I-5 late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Have your chains with you. Know the latest road conditions before heading out tonight or tomorrow morning, because Mother Nature always has that way of surprising us. But that's what it's looking like for now. If you're heading on Highway 299 west, I think for the most part you'll be okay. I don't anticipate the snow levels will be low enough for that or the roads to be cool enough for that. Highway 36 doesn't look like we're seeing a lot of activity there as well, but on Scott Mountain on Highway 3, sure, yes, I think we could see some snow up there. All right, so let's take a look at the big picture here. We took a look at the timing here through midday on Friday. Let's take you into Friday afternoon. There's some of that rain kind of coming in. Not a lot, as you can see here. Then it goes into Saturday. Now we're starting to see more of that steady rain come in here for Saturday. The next atmospheric river is right here. That's kind of pushing on through the Pacific Northwest. Eventually on Sunday morning, we're seeing some pretty decent rain and snow in the higher elevations. But see how that shifts to the south. Now, as we go into Sunday afternoon and Monday, there's going to be some leftover moisture. You see that little disturbance right here? That could bring some light showers for parts of the north coast and the higher elevations. And then Tuesday, we have another approaching system. Could be here by Tuesday night into Wednesday of next week. Now, of course, this isn't necessarily going to be exactly what's going to happen, but just note that, yes, we're calling for drier conditions next week, but still potential for some showers during times of next week, just not as heavy. But there you can see here through Tuesday, and really this is just looking at the next 7 days. So really through Sunday into Monday, we could see 1.5 to 3 inches of rain in the valley, and still about 5 to 7 inches of rain out towards the north coast, and upwards of 1 inch for some of us off towards the north and east. But looking at the overall trend, this is what I was talking about as we go into the long range. This right here, this gray area is this is kind of the near normal. This is the best chance of just seeing near normal rainfall, not a ton of rain. But you'll also notice we're kind of starting to see some of this creep up into our area, and that is below normal rainfall. Now keep in mind, the lighter shade of that brown or the tan, that's just the slimmer chance of seeing below normal rainfall. The darker those browns get, the better chances you have of seeing below normal rainfall. So again, we're not in the greens, even in the lighter shades of green, indicating our chances for rain are certainly beginning to drop. Now we're also seeing temperatures dropping a little bit here. We're getting back to closer to near normal or just slightly above normal. So temperature-wise, no big surprises there. Now with the amount of rainfall that we saw the last 24 hours, wow, look what it's done to our lake levels, and I'll show you this right here. Here you can see Shasta Lake, Trinity, and Oroville. Look at the last 24 hours. Over 2 feet of elevation climb that we've seen in the lake there. We've seen the lake rise over 2 feet at Lake Shasta the last 24 hours. Over 1 foot for Trinity Lake and Lake Oroville, 2.5 feet in the last 24 hours. This right here, this is the good part of all the rain that we're seeing here. And you know what? We're going to continue to see these rise because we still got runoff going into those lakes, and we've got more rain in the forecast as well. All right, let's talk about a different form of moisture, and that's the snow. Heading out to the ski park today, looks like 55 inches out at the summit with 44 of those runs open. How much snow can we expect out of these systems? And yes, I do anticipate from this point forward, it's going to be in the form of snow for the ski park. So that's all good stuff. 21 inches, close to 2 feet of snow out at the base of the ski park through Friday, 5 p.m., and 45 inches as you head towards the summit of the ski park. These numbers are just looking great. It's just looking great over there at Shasta Ski Park, isn't it? Now let's take a look at the winds here over the next few days. And you can see here for this afternoon, gusty winds for the coast, gusty winds for central Siskiyou County, not so much for the valley or even off to the east. You'll notice in Modoc County, the wind's kind of picking up as well here, especially by midnight tonight. But look at this. We're approaching 50 miles per hour. These wind speeds are, within that category of the potential for seeing possibility for some more power outages. Very gusty winds for central Siskiyou County, and there you can see off towards Modoc County, eastern mountains, getting breezy for the valley by midnight as we go into early Thursday morning. And then, of course, Thursday morning, 6 a.m., dying down a bit for the coast. You'll see it not as bad across the board here Thursday morning. They may subside, but still breezy through the day on Thursday, it looks like, for the valley. But look at this. As we go into Thursday night, Friday morning, this across the board, very strong winds. This is going to be our biggest wind event here we've seen in a while. As you can see here, over 40 miles per hour for Crescent City. We can see over 30 miles per hour in the valley. Some of those exposed ridge tops, we're talking 40, 50 miles per hour. So again, this is the time frame here. We could be looking at the potential for some power outages. The good news is they will die down by the time many of you are waking up on Friday morning, but still breezy in many spots here. And then it looks like they pick back up again, especially for the coast and some of those exposed mountain ridge tops here through Friday afternoon. All right, so here is a look at the high surf advisory. This is through Thursday. So again, those high waves are really not really helping matters here. And in fact, you can see as we go through the day on Thursday, those wave heights are expected to increase. So for today, winds from the south at 20 to 25 knots. There's a small craft advisory here through this afternoon. So if you don't need to be on that small boat, probably a good idea not to be on it today. There you can see those temperatures are going to be the low to mid 40s here for Trinity County. And of course, off and on chances for rain, even possibly lingering into Monday of next week. 50 for Blue Lake, 46 degrees for your Christmas Day in Alder Point, 46 that is, at 50 degrees in Fortuna, and 52 degrees in Shelter Cove. Up north, 49 in Smith River, 44 in Orleans, and 45 degrees in Willow Creek. Here's your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. Your temperatures are going to be in the upper 30s to low 40s for your daytime highs. Just continue with that unsettled pattern here through the weekend into early next week. Modoc County, 37 Tule Lake, 38 for California Pines, 38 for Aden and Eagleville, about 39 degrees. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, 30s, 40s, and one of the warmer spots will be Paradise with a high of about 50 degrees today. And your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by our friends at Walgamith Painting. You've got those temperatures in the low 50s for your daytime highs today. 52 degrees out in Redding, 49 in Whiskeytown, 52 degrees in Bella Vista, and Red Bluff a high of about 53 degrees. So there's a look at your 7-day outlook for Redding. As you're opening up your Christmas presents this morning, well, it'll probably be dry. Maybe a little foggy in some spots here, but dry conditions nonetheless. Off and on showers continue through the weekend. Monday of next week, I expect most likely looking at dry conditions. More clouds though on Tuesday. That's a sign of the potential for maybe some showers by next Wednesday. So yes, we do expect mainly dry conditions next week, but still a slight chance for showers at times next week as well. Well, I hope you have yourselves a great Christmas morning. I'll be back again at noon. So until then, have a great morning and we'll see you at noon.
Barr & Mudford is a top established firm here in the North State. Founded over a half-century ago, Barr & Mudford is protecting the rights of our neighbors and community. We take our commitment to our clients very seriously and provide a level of excellence unrivaled in the North State. Barr & Mudford, standing up for the rights of our neighbors and our beautiful community, serving Northern California with excellence.